comfortably lean into your turns. And I like, you get dual suspension. Try out these tires. It's not that sharp, right? But comment below, let me know if y'all think this should be able to puncture an all-terrain tire. So today we are going to be reviewing the FreeSky Rocky Pro step-through all-terrain e-bike. This e-bike has a 48-volt, 20-amp-hour battery, advertised to take you 45 to 90 miles per charge.
What?
A 750 watt motor advertised to take you up to 28 miles per hour. This bike weighs around 75 pounds. Maximum weight of the rider is 300 pounds. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. Also, I am doing an e-bike giveaway. If you want to be included in this giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel. And comment below on what type of e-bike you would like. So what we're going to do is unbox this, put the bike together, go through all of the features. And because this bike does have all-terrain tires, we're going to take this bike on-road. We're going to take it off-road, see what the suspension is like, test out the speed, test out the battery, all that good stuff. It didn't, man, that intro. Alright, so we got this bike out the box. It was pretty heavy, so I had to take it out the side of the box. But looks like this bike was packaged pretty well. I wish they would have done more to protect the tires. A lot of wrapping, so this is what the bike looks like out of the box. Doesn't look like anything was damaged. And looks like it's pretty standard regarding the things that we're going to have to install. We are going to have to install the handlebar, which is attached via wire. We're going to have to install our headlight, which is also connected via wire. We're going to have to install the front wheel. And it looks like this is a CST BFT 20 by 4 inch all-terrain tire. They are very grippy, and they're somewhat durable too. This bike also came with a box, so let's see what's in the box. Alright. Oh, okay, so they gave us a bike lock. That's a pretty heavy duty one too. Alright, our front axle, so it looks like we didn't get a quick release front axle. And that's to put our front wheel on. Our pedals, which are labeled here, looks like this is our tools. They gave us a nice little container for the tools. Nice array of tools and a hexagon wrench set that I can actually use with the longer wrenches here, so good job. Pretty sure this is our battery charger to charge our 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. This bike also came with a user's manual. Instructions seem pretty clear. Always love it when they use pictures. It doesn't look like our advanced settings are in here though. Information about the warranty here. So the first thing we're going to do is install this front wheel. We do have to remove this clip here from the front brake. So how we're going to put this front axle on is our front fork is going to go in between this really thick washer here. It's going to go right here in between this thick washer and this skinny washer. So we got this bike put together, only took us about 35 minutes. First of all, this is not a full-size e-bike like I thought it was. This is more of like, the size of this bike is more of like an urban commuter, like moped style e-bike. It's only 5 feet 6 inches long from wheel to wheel. The seat at its lowest point from the floor is 2 feet 6 inches in the handlebar, which is kind of adjustable. Where we have it right now is like 3 feet 7 inches from the floor. And I do like the look of the bike. I like the frame, the body frame, and I like the color that I chose. But all in all, I think it is a good looking bike. But let me know what y'all think. So usually when the rear rack is built into the bike like this, I would consider this a cargo bike, to be honest, because usually that means you can put about 100+ pounds on your rear rack here because it's built into the bike. So really, you can probably ride with another person back here. You might have to get some footboards, and you have to remember that the max weight is 300 pounds. Get a look at our rear and front 180 millimeter 4 pistons S4 hydraulic disc brakes here. Look at that suspension. Now, I've never had suspension like this on an e-bike before. It looked like we have 2 suspensions in the rear, and I've never used this type of suspension before, so curious on how this bike is going to perform off-road. But give y'all an idea of how this Confessin suspension is. Looks like we do have suspension in the front too, which is somewhat adjustable. You can lock out your suspension, or you can open up your suspension there. Give y'all an idea of the front suspension here. Curious on how this CST BFT tire is going to perform in our off-road test. And the durability of these tires have been hit or miss, but they are very grippy. The seat actually seems pretty comfortable. Pretty soft. Width of the handlebar, I would say, is pretty standard with more of a portable folding bike. It's about 2 feet 1 inches wide. Looks like we have these hard but rubbery handlebar grip. We have your standard Shimano 7-gear shifter. Definitely not a fan of the gear shifter being right on top of your hydraulic brake fluid here, but it looks like they made it easy for you to replace your hydraulic brake fluid. So to charge the battery, you can take the battery out and turn the battery off to charge it, or you can charge the battery while it's on the bike. I would recommend that you turn the battery off first. So this handlebar was already pretty well aligned, but if I had to change the alignment, there's a screw there and unscrewing these 2 on the side. So considering everything we have to do to turn this bike on, I would consider this bike an anti-theft bike as well, because to turn the bike on, not only do you have to take a key that came with the bike, you have to remove the battery. Let's move this lever over. You have to remove the battery, then you have to click this button on the battery here to turn the battery on. You can turn the bike on, right? So press and hold the power button. Now you have to put a password in, and by default that password is 1. Clicking the power button to go to the next spot quickly. 1 2 1 2, and then you can turn your display on, right? So you can turn the display on using that password, or, and this is where I think e-bikes is going, you can use these NFC cards. You put it in this direction where this is facing you, this barcode is facing you, and just put that on there, and that'll turn the display on, or do it again and that'll turn the display off. Hoping all e-bikes have this feature in 2025. Looks like we do have a horn. That's pretty loud. Looks like we have a thumb throttle for throttle only. If you click this light button, that turns our beefy headlight on and our rear light on. And that rear light is also a brake light. Gonna go through some of the basic items on our colorful display. First of all, this is how long the bike has been on. This is our pedal assist mode. You want to change a mode. You just press plus or minus to change your pedal assist mode. Our battery life is at the bottom of the display. You see these bars here. Our speed calculator is in the middle, and I'm pretty sure you can change that from miles per hour to kilometers. Then we have our headlight image at the top of the display. If you quickly click the I button, you will get more information on your display. If you click the I button, we can now get our odometer. Click the I button again, then we get our trip mileage. That's how many miles have we ridden on our last bike ride. We haven't ridden a bike yet. Maximum miles per hour and our average miles per hour. Looks like we do have a USB charger under our display to charge your phone. Now before we go into our advanced settings, I want to mention that this is a side wheel SW-M818 display, and I'll leave a link in the description below. But we're not going to go into our advanced settings. To go into those advanced settings, you press and hold the plus and the minus button. Our password to get into the advanced settings, I'm quickly clicking the power button to go to the next digit here, is 1311. 3. And I'm not going to go through all of these settings, but I will go through some of them. So P00 is to reset everything to the factory settings. P01 is how bright do you want your display. And we quickly click the power button to save your value and to go to the next setting. P02 is how do you want to calculate your speed. Do you want to do miles per hour or kilometers? P04 is how many minutes do you want the bike to be on before it automatically turns off. P08 is our limit speed. So this is how fast can the bike go, and let's see, and I'm pretty sure that's in kilometers, so it looks like the max is 100. So we're going to go ahead and set that to 57 kilometers just to not burn out our battery. P11 is a very important setting. This is your pedal assist sensitivity. I personally think it's mandatory for bikes to give you the ability to change your pedal assist sensitivity, because we have people of different weights and different athletic levels, and usually the lower you go, the more sensitive it is. So we're going to keep it at a 4. And P12 is your pedal assist starting intensity. So we have both. P20 is if you want to change the password you use to turn your bike on. P21 is if you want to change the password you use to get into your advanced settings. So we're going to try our different pedal assist modes, starting with mode 1. And again, let's see this pedal assist. Okay. In mode 1, the pedal assist is kind of gradual. And again, you can't change your pedal assist sensitivity, so I'm not going to harp too much on the sensitivity, but tell y'all what it's like by default. All right, so we're going, what, 11? Go down a gear here. Okay, 11. Okay, look like 11 miles per hour. Mode 1. We have 5 pedal assist modes. I'm gonna try mode 1, 3, and 5. I'm gonna try mode 3 now. Okay. Boy, that pedal assist kind of send you flying there. Let's go up here. Okay. Pedal assist definitely more aggressive in mode 3. 22, 21. All right, 22 miles per hour, mode 3. Now it's time to switch it to mode 5. And I think we just might be able to hit our maximum speed even though we're on such a short strip, because by default it gives you a lot of pedal assist sensitivity. In mode 3 it did. I think in mode 5 it will as well. So let's see. Okay, no, pretty perfect so far. That's a lot of sensitivity. All right, 22, 24, 25, 26. Oh, okay. Felt like we were still climbing at 26, so we'll do the max speed later. So what you think of the suspension?
I give it 8.5.
8.5. So this is part of the reason why I like Chow Yang tires over others. This looks like a rock. A rock was able to puncture this tire. It's not that sharp, right? But comment below, let me know if y'all think this should be able to puncture an all-terrain tire. FreeSky Rocky. Outside of the fact that we had to replace the rear tire, what are your thoughts?
This bike is still a good bike. Mm-hmm. Busted tire or not, like, I love the color, I love the body, I love the fact that it's a step through. This seems really, really sturdy. Like I could put a lot back here. I feel like this could actually have like a cargo thing on the back of it, like something like a trailer in the back.
Oh, okay. It feels that sturdy.
Yeah. I like the brakes. The brakes are very, very good. The tires, aside from being popped, they're still pretty grippy.
You felt like it handled turns well with the tires?
Yeah, this thing is fast.
Yeah.
Okay, real fast. So, and it starts off fast. There's no gradual. You're just gonna start off going fast.
So what would you give it on a scale from 1 to 10?
This gets 8.7.
8.7. That's real specific rating there.
8.7. I'm trying to be specific.
All right, so we're about to get our point of view shot in. Pretty perfect weather today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try out these tires, which I'm not feeling too confident after the tires busted earlier. So I had to replace the back tire, dreadfully. So now I'm kind of iffy on these tires, but I figured we go through some gravel anyway, but it's handling the gravel pretty good. It is slipping quite a bit though. Do some braking here. I definitely think these tires are grippy enough for you to comfortably lean into your turns. And I like leaning because I feel like it gives you more control of your turns. So I've had grippier tires, but these tires are definitely grippy enough where I feel like I can lean without feeling like I'm gonna fall. We're now gonna try to go off-road, go through some grassy, hilly area, and I'm a little nervous because the tire busted, so I'm gonna try not to ride like I'm shy here. See how test out this suspension here. All right, I've definitely had better. Let's keep going. All right. You can definitely tell that there is suspension, but I wouldn't say it makes your ride just, well, let's keep going. All right. Definitely can tell there's suspension there. I've definitely had better that absorbs the cracks and bumps a little bit better, but the suspension ain't bad. I'd say on a scale from 1 to 10, I give the suspension like maybe like a 7.5. Now I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on, and I think the handlebar is just a little too low for me, just a little bit. So if I was to have a bike like this, I would want like a handlebar extender, maybe install a handlebar extender so I can bring the handlebar up a little bit. And out of the box, by default, I think the bike is just a little too sensitive. Like it gives you a little too much pedal sensitivity. I'm in mode 3. Watch this. See, I'm barely pedaling, right? I'm barely pedaling, and it's giving me all this electrical assistance. But you can change it, which is good. You can change it in your advanced setting. So I changed the pedal assist sensitivity to the least sensitive. So it's like 24. Still gives me way too much pedal assist. I have to put it to the least sensitive just to not ghost pedal. You know what I mean? Sheesh. But I think usually a bike that gives you this much sensitivity is cargo bike. So I think that's because this is more of like a cargo e-bike. That's why the rear rack is built into the body. So, and this bike I would say is somewhat stable. It's definitely not the most stable bike that I've had, but I do think it's stable enough for me to ride without my hand on the handlebar. But I do have to like balance it. Like I would not be riding this e-bike and like vlogging. There's some e-bikes I have that are so stable where you feel like you can vlog. So it looks like we have somewhat of a straightaway, so we're gonna try max speed, throttle only, and I don't think it matters which mode you're in. I think you're gonna go to the maximum speed regardless of which mode you're in down here. So yeah, as fast we going, throttle only max speed. All right, 20. It looked like it's 20 miles per hour max speed, throttle only. Okay, we're now gonna try max speed pedal assist, and again, by default, it gives me a lot of pedal assist sensitivity. All right, 24, 26,
slow down. 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, 31. All right, I briefly hit 31 miles per hour. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily consider this bike like a moped style bike because we don't have like a motorcycle style front fork. So I wouldn't say this is a moped, but you get a lot of the same benefits. You get a compact bike, like it's more compact than a full-size bike. You get dual suspension. So yeah, I would consider this like outside of a cargo bike, but more of like a street bike, or like a like an urban street bike, I guess. I do have the headlight off. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's because by default, and I tried to make sure I wasn't like missing something. Something feels like it's rubbing, like against it. I don't know if it's the tires or maybe the brakes need to be broken in a little bit, because this bike was pretty brand new. Usually they ride it a little bit before they send it to you. This bike is brand new, but I wanted to make sure nothing was rubbing up against my tires, but I forgot to put the headlight back on. So please forgive me for that. Make sure that you take this bike to your nearest bike shop when you get it. Get it a tune-up just to make sure that everything is good with the wheel, the fenders, the chain wheel, all that cool stuff. So what we're now gonna do is go throttle only up a hill. And I don't think it matters what mode you're in. You're gonna go throttle only, max speed anyway, but you can change in your advanced settings to have your throttle be based on your pedal assist. That is one of your advanced setting options, but you're gonna go max speed throttle only by default, regardless of what pedal assist mode you're on. So we're gonna go throttle only up a hill. This is a pretty steep hill, about 35-degree hill. So let's see how much speed we lose throttle only up a hill. All right, I'm still at 19. Here comes the steepest part of the hill here. 16, 15, 13, 12, 12, okay. All right, so we only lost about 7 miles per hour. That's pretty good. Usually we use 9.
So FreeSky Rocky cargo bike. It would have been great if they gave you footboards to really make this a cargo bike. I do love how compact the bike is. It's smaller than a full-size e-bike, so it makes it easy to use in a more urban setting. I do wish the handlebar was a little bit higher. I got my height, 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. I would probably use a handlebar extender if I was to use this bike. The off-road capabilities was okay. The suspension was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like one of the best suspensions I've had on a bike. And the off-road tires are very grippy, so I was able to do leans and stuff on this bike with no problem. But the back tire did burst during our off-road test. Let's talk about the battery life real quick. I did go on a 15-mile bike ride. In that 15 miles, I spent 1 mile going max speed throttle only. I spent another mile going max speed pedal assist. In that 15 miles, I only lost 1 battery bar, which is good. But as soon as I went mode 5 pedal assist, it drained the battery quickly. Like when I went mode 5, I would say after like that mile, I lost that battery bar, and I lost a little bit of power too. So I went from 28 miles per hour to like 25 miles per hour after I lost the battery bar. So I think the battery life is decent, but just be prepared to lose a lot of battery life and power if you're constantly riding on mode 5. It's decent, but you know, just be ready. And I like the bells and whistles. I love the fact that you have anti-theft capabilities, like you have that fob that you can use to turn the bike on. I like that you got a headlight and rear light. You got over 10 advanced settings on your display that you can use to change things like your pedal assist sensitivity and your takeoff speed. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give this bike an 8. Comment below on what you would give this e-bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.